This is Clarence Ewalker. He's an African-American historian and distinguished professor in the Department of History at the University of California. He debunked the extremist Afrocentrism in his book, We Can't Go Home Again, and in this video we will mention some quotes from it. Clarence Ewalker described Afrocentrism as a racist therapeutic mythology that degrades Black Americans' history by claiming that they were the real ancient Egyptians, which sends a message that they aren't proud of their real history and instead they claim ancient Egypt for themselves. And by therapeutic, he meant that Afrocentrism wants to achieve some sort of psychological rehabilitation of Black Americans after the terrible things they have been through, which reduced their self-esteem. So they created ideologies like Afrocentrism to create a heroic space for Black Americans to prove that in the past they weren't only equal but superior to whites. He also mentioned that the so-called Afrocentric historians aren't actually writing history, instead they're creating a therapeutic mythology designed to restore the self-esteem of African Americans by creating a past that never was. According to Clarence, Afrocentric political implications are very dangerous. Although at some point Afrocentrism had good innocent intentions, but that's not the case today. Because instead of facing Eurocentric racism, Afrocentrism is repeating the same thing and became racist of itself. If Afrocentrism had remained purely a Black cultural nationalist and had not become entangled in the culture wars, it wouldn't have become the subject of scholarly debate. He then mentioned how Afrocentrists play the racism card whenever someone disagrees with them, especially if that person is white. And if he is Black, they start labeling him as inauthentically Black and coopted by a world of Eurocentric madness. He also debunked the Afrocentric claim that ancient Egypt was called Kemet, the land of the Blacks, while the truth is that the name Kemet means the Black land in reference to its fertile soil, not the color of ancient Egyptians. And he mentioned what the American Egyptologist Frank Yerkos said about ancient Egyptians and how they had the same skin diversity as modern-day Egyptians. So some of them were light-skinned, some had a light brown shade, and others had dark skin in Upper Egypt, just like modern-day Egyptians.